Hey guys, today's video is a February update. It's kind of like a favorites video, but I answer 10 questions, the same 10 questions every month, and they include my favorites and some just interesting facts about me and books I've read and things like that. So this is the third time I'm filming this, so I'm hoping it works this time. So let's get to it. Question 1, what is the funniest thing that happened to you? The funniest thing that happened to me was that one morning a couple weeks ago, I made coffee without the coffee. So I put everything into the coffee maker, the filter, the water. I put the Splenda on the bottom of my decanter, my coffee decanter, so that it mixed in with the coffee, and then I walked away from it. Came back, noticed that it was done, but my house didn't smell like coffee, and it was just water in the decanter. Just hot water. I made hot sugar water because I forgot to put the coffee in. Yeah. Definitely need coffee on the days when you don't put coffee in the coffee maker. But yeah, that was pretty comical right there. Question 2. What books did you read this month? The books that I read this month were The Pretty Little Liars #6, which I cannot remember which one that is. I think it's either Wicked or Killer. And I really like the series, and I love the TV series. They are very different, but there are a lot of similarities, and I like seeing the differences. There are things about the books that I like better, and there are things about the TV show I like better. If you guys want to hear a video about that, let me know in the bottom bar. The next book I finished, I actually started last month in January, and it was The Mists of Avalon. It is an King Arthur kind of book, but instead of being from the perspective of King Arthur, it is from the women, mostly Morgan Le Fay and the Lady of the Avalon, and their view of things and the real story. It is a long book. It's 100 pages. I'm going to do a book review on it, but I didn't really care for it. It actually took me a long time to read, and I read fairly fast. I mean, I read Gone with the Wind, which is another 800-page book, or I think it might even be 1,000 pages. I read that in a week. So for it to take literally like 6 weeks to read this book means that it was not a good book. Question 3. What movie or TV shows have you been loving this month? And I have 3 TV shows that I have been absolutely loving, and that would be first Bunheads. It is on ABC Family, and it is all about these dancers, these female dancers, and the main character, Sutton Foster, or main character played by Sutton Foster, is like a showgirl that comes into this small town and starts teaching these girls how to dance and all this stuff. And I love it because I love Sutton Foster. She is literally one of my favorite Broadway actresses. Her dancing is just amazing and awe-inspiring. I really wish they would have her dance more in the show because it is about dancers, and she just dances, like I said, she's just phenomenal. I love it. So if you want like a really lighthearted, fun show to watch, then that is definitely a recommendation or a show I would recommend for you guys. The next show is a reality show, and that would be House of Fab, and it is on the Style Network, and it is all about Kimora Lee Simmons, and as president of JustFab.com, which is that shoe website, and it's really interesting. It's fun to see her doing her thing and being herself. I really love Kimora Lee Simmons. I think she's a very inspiring woman. She is, you know, a businesswoman. She knows what she wants, she knows what works, and she doesn't apologize for telling it like it is, and I think that is completely awesome. And there are some other really great people or characters in the show that just, like Johnny. I love Johnny. He's so funny. He's just so fabulous. I would definitely recommend having you guys check that one out. It's just funny. The third TV show has actually been on for a couple years now. It is from HBO, and it is Game of Thrones. It is based off a series of books, which I have not read yet, but I've heard great things about, and I'm more inclined to read them now that I have watched the TV show. I finished all of season 1. I'm in the middle of season 2, and it is one of those, it's all about people seizing power and trying to, you know, who's going to rule over who. But there's this little backstory that they kind of allude to with dragons that used to be, and all this magic that used to be, and the winters that can literally last years. And they're building up to all of that stuff. Like, they allude to it, that it's coming, that dragons used to be around, and, you know, there's a possibility they may come back and all this stuff. So it's mostly right now about the people and how they interact with each other, but there is that little backstory of like the magic and the mythical things, which I find really interesting. Question 4, what made you proud this month? And a couple of things made me proud this month, and that would be, one, I filmed a whole bunch of videos for my cooking channel, HB Cooks, which should be up over the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping to have one of them up this week, and I'm really proud of that I'm getting back into that, because I really do enjoy cooking. It just is a little hard to film your cooking when you're cooking. It takes a lot more prep to do than just throwing things together. And the next thing I'm proud of is that I was able to make a fish stew in my crock pot. It wasn't, we had taken out what we thought was chicken. I hadn't labeled it, and it was all in a little ball, and it ended up being fish, and I'd already taken out all this stuff for chicken to put in my crock pot, and so I had to, at the last minute, I made like a fish stew in there, and it actually turned out really, really well, and I'm thinking I will probably do a video on that. Question 5, did you go anywhere or attend any fun events? No, February was just mainly about working, and that's about it. My February was boring. I really don't see March being much more exciting, but you never know. Question 6. What recipes or foods did you try that you really, really loved? And one would be the pasta salad. I hadn't made that in several years, so I was excited to do that one again, which, like I said, will be up hopefully in a couple days. I made these fajitas with this meat that is so tough. Like, it literally, if you cook it more than 30 seconds on either side, it is like shoe leather. But I was able to marinate it with some stuff and really tenderize it, and I made it, oh, it tasted so good. You wouldn't have known it was like literally the cheapest cut of meat or beef that you could get. And then the other two things were the fish stew in my crock pot, and then I made like a chicken pot pie in my crock pot, which they were so yummy. Question 7. What song did you listen to the most? And the song that I listened to the most this month is something, the way I decide on which song I'm going to tell you guys is, it's a song that gets stuck in my head, and usually, and not in the annoying way, but like you're walking down the street and all of a sudden you notice that you're dancing, and you're dancing to the song in your head, and it's that one. So, that song is actually a song that is almost 3 years old, and it is by Selena Gomez, and it is Love You Like a Love Song. And I just feel like it's one of those, like, you can just groove to whenever. Question 8, what beauty products were your favorites this month? And the first one is from the Archie's Girls collection, and it is Veronica's Blush. And it is just a really pretty light pink. I'm wearing it today on my cheeks, and I've been wearing it almost every day. It is a great color. Next is a Naked Pigment, and it is from their Naturally Nude stack, and it is this really pretty purple with a lot of sparkle to it, and I'm wearing it today also in my outer corner and in my crease, and I'm actually going to do a video on this eye look, and it will not be the next video, but probably the one after that. So look forward to that, or look for that. The last product is my Fido 7, and it is it is a leave-in conditioner, and I just put it on the tips of my hair. It is a little expensive. It is $28, but it literally takes a pea-sized amount, and it goes everywhere and it just leaves your hair super silky and shiny and makes it look really, really healthy and just really gets the nutrients in there. Question 9. What outfit or clothing item have you loved the most? And this is an item that was rediscovered. It was something I was going through my closet and going through my sweaters, and it was one that had gotten squished in the back of the drawer, and I'd forgotten I'd had it, and I was really happy to discover I still did have it. And it is this cream sweater. It has 3/4 sleeves. It's very plain except for this nice little detailing on the arms of lace, and I love it because it gives that little girly detailness to it, or feminine detail, and it is a perfect sweater for wearing with jeans, or you can pair it with a skirt and wear it, you know, on a date, or put it with pants and wear it to work. So it is a super versatile sweater, and I just love it. And the last question, question 10, what is something that you learned this month? And it is just something I relearned, is that music makes me happy. I need to be playing it every day. I need to not focus on other things so much and just not have the television on in the background, and instead have the music on in the background, because I'm more inclined to do stuff and be happier. And yeah. So that is my February update. I hope you enjoyed it. I will put the questions in the bottom bar so that you can do a video response, because I would love to hear what your February update, or what your February was like. And if you don't do videos, then I would love for you to just copy the questions in the comments below and answer them. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.